Okay, I didn't plan to do this, but you will see that I don't have Wi-Fi right now. And I tried to run my local LLM. Hello. And this has been my experience with local LLMs. You think you got it working, and then it breaks. And then in a normal situation, I would ask the not local LLM to fix it, but it can't be done. So anyways, what we're gonna do, and this is kind of funny, skills. So I'm gonna use myself as the LLM, and I think this is actually gonna be kind of a cool demonstration potentially. Phone mirror. So I have my phone here, and I'm gonna show the flow of how I go from voice memos to HTML artifacts, and so now I'm actually going to be the LLM. Well, so the skill is just like me. It's just like there's the phone mirror skill specifically is like connecting a phone so it displays on a computer is surprisingly hard. So I just have recorded all the steps in a skill, and now I'm gonna actually, David not running. It's attached, cool. Extract the device serial from the ADV device's output. What the fuck is that? Okay. Launch Scrippy targeting. Oh. This is actually really cool. This is really clever. I've never actually done this. So is that like cluttering up my path every time? And then I just put in the device serial, huh? 52101 FD. Hey, I hope this isn't like secret information about my phone that I'm now. Yeah, I just used myself as the LLM. That wasn't that hard. But I'm not, there's no way I would much rather just run a command than do that. I was just listening to the Ezra Klein show. That was a good episode. Yuval Noah Harari. Okay, so this is all I wanted. This is kind of ridiculous. So I've been making a lot of voice memos because it's a great way to be giving, like I made the other blog post about, oh gosh, I don't want that. I made the other blog post recently about needing to edit the system prompts of my harness and then get input through the system prompts. So now I use voice memos a lot because they're just a really easy way to just get the system to do some work that you can evaluate. So we're going to ask for a node. I want a research node. Victor Wembanyama is so cool that it has me wondering about really tall basketball players and really large or really small athletes in general. So can you do a research node on just like maybe 10 to 15 interestingly sized athletes over the course of history? Well, and I mean like, you know, the last 100 years with a nice mix. And make sure to have lots of links, like Wikipedia links, like links to things. I like links. Okay, so that hasn't made it to the cloud yet, but when it does make it to the cloud, a principle of this system that I'm building, so basically, okay, I'm trying to keep this short. How much? I'm trying to keep this 10 minutes. I'm trying to keep this to 10 minutes. Does this tell me? Oh gosh, I'm already 43% of the way, 45% of the way there. I started a few months ago trying to use OpenClaw, and I didn't get that far because it was just confusing. So then everyone around me at network school was doing OpenClaw. So I thought, well, this clearly is something. So I started trying to make my own OpenClaw, and I didn't do that. But what I have done is I use Obsidian, and I have a special vault. And then that special vault, if we jump into the terminal, if we jump into a terminal, I can show you. I think I still need that. So this is my special vault. I already have the default set to it. ls, I've got all the files. I've got it set up with Git. I've got it set up with Claude. I've got Claude synced to my agents.md. If we cat Claude, we're going to see that it just goes to agents.md. So theoretically, I can use Pi as well. Dumb is important. And so speaking of dumb, let me show you, and HTML. I also use HTML. I'm not going to explain the whole thing in 10 minutes, and I shouldn't even try, but I cherry picked a nice node, which is explaining how this flow works. So this is going to be a little bit like a cooking show. When I share this video, I'm going to also include a link to the node that gets made from the voice memos. So it's kind of cool. And what I like about this, it made a diagram. I love diagrams. It made nice HTML that's like kind of nice. It tells me how I can run the skill. But basically, the diagram's a pretty good place. So in the Google world, what I did was I made a voice memo, and then I'm using Google's infrastructure. Google saves it on the cloud. And then I had the LLM write some clever code that grabs my cookie, because I'm always pretty much logged into Google, and goes and says, hey, I'd like his voice recordings transcript, please. And then it goes and gets the transcript of the voice recording. And then the skill comes in, and the skill is like, all right, here's a voice recording transcript. Turn it into an artifact, a node. A node is the atomic unit of the thing that I'm working with. It's kind of like a bookmark in a sense. Like any of these could become, I could grab any of these and I could copy the context and I could jump into Claude and I can paste it, and now I can jump right into a conversation. That's one thing that a node is. A node is also HTML for me, and Markdown for the LLM. A node can take, it has like a feedback cycle. I think there's a node. If we go to documentation. Also, I'm almost out of time. I'm really serious about keeping this to 10 minutes. Is there a node like there's like, I thought I made like the feedback loop. Maybe that's it. Yeah, okay. So a node, and I don't have that much time left. 2 minutes, okay. Oh, this is fun. It's fun to have a time constraint. So now I'm going to show you a node on the other side. I'm going to show you a node. We got to pick just like a random one. Slop is liquid. This is just like a random idea I had. So if we go to feedback, I gave it a thumbs up. And that means if we jump to this view, if we go to thumbs up, slop is liquid right there. And now let's take one that doesn't have a thumbs up. What is a heap? I was reading a really good book, How to Rule the World, about it. The kid was born in 2005. I can't believe I just read a book by a guy. What is it? Heap? Is that going to find it? That's not going to find it. Oh, God. I just read such a good book, and he talked about his final assignment. What is a heap? What is a heap? What is a heap? Where is it? What is a heap? There it is. Okay, so now we're going to jump here, and we're going to go to feedback, and it's empty. It's empty. So that means I need to do something. And so now I'm going to ask for a refactor of the node. And this is how I work. I'm going to ask for a refactor of what is a heap. Ooh, 20% more technical, please. And now it disappeared from this. It's in the queue here, right? What is a heap? What is a heap? What is a heap? Where is it? Ooh, did it not work? What is a heap? No, it worked. And now we're going to jump here. Look! Feedback. So now it's all dumb. I have no Wi-Fi. I have no Wi-Fi right now. But when I come back to the land of Wi-Fi, I will run Claude, and I will run Streetlight voice memo. And then, no, I will run Streetlight drain, and it will do some deterministic code and see, oh, I have an assignment, I'm supposed to do something, and it's going to refactor that node. All right, that's 10 minutes of 10 minutes of this bullshit. This is an experiment in form. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, I want one thing I don't love about AI LLMs is just how kind of like solipsistic it all is. So if you go to Streetlight, if you have Wi-Fi and you go to streetlight.jakesimons.com, you can see all the public nodes. What you will see is all the public nodes. Don't I have public? Public. This is what you'll see. And then you can thumbs up. You can comment on things. Won't that be fun? Ta-ta.